you did it, you hit Stairway to Heaven, and you are looking for how to play Stairway to Heaven. Now, the plectrum, you can play it with a plectrum using hybrid picking, but I'm not going to teach you that. I'm going to teach you it finger picking. Okay, the riff is based off of a few chords, so it's well worth knowing your chord shapes because it will help you learn the riff. The first one's based off of an A minor. You've got to put the third finger on the 7th fret on the D string, and then the first finger needs to bar across the top 3 strings. You might find if you angle the first finger to the side, it's a little bit easier to play. Pick from down to up, and that's the first part of the riff. Finger picking wise, it's thumb, first, second, third. Then the bass line moves down to a second finger here now instead of the third finger on the 6th fret on the D. And then you can use the 3rd or the 4th depending on the size of your fingers. I tend to use my 4th because I've got a midget finger here. And that is on the 7th fret. So you've got a movement that sounds like this. And that's a pinch with the 3rd finger and the thumb. And then you pick it down. So you can see how the top part is going with the 3rd finger, and then the 3rd finger hits it one more time at the end. Repeat that pattern many times so it feels natural. Because the second half of that pattern repeats throughout all of the chords that we move it through. So if you get it right first, you don't have to keep relearning the finger picking pattern, which is the most difficult. So from here, you're then going to do this pinch and the same finger picking pattern, but what happens is the first finger now bars 4 strings, and the little finger just moves up even further to the 8th fret. It's quite a stretch for beginner guitarists, and your thumb shouldn't be over the fretboard here, it should now sink back behind because it's a bit of a stretch. Notice that the finger picking pattern is the same, the pinch, down, and then up with the 3rd. Then you're going to move to a good old trusty D major chord. Should know it if you're more than a beginner. If not, check out Beginner Guitar Course. Same finger picking pattern. Then you're going to move to a partial F major chord. Now, this is difficult for beginner guitarists, but you've got to bar across top on those 2 there, and then the 2nd and 3rd finger fall down there. Same finger picking pattern. The finger picking pattern does slightly change on the F. Rather than, so the 3rd finger's not getting involved at the end. Pause, then you pick down. And then 2 strums on 2 chords, the good old E minor to A minor. And that's the riff. I'm going to run through it slowly, work on each of those sections beforehand to get ready for this part, and see if you can play along, and I'll be playing it a little bit slower than normal. Extra bit on the end there. It's the open A. You slide up on the A string to the 8th fret, down to the 7th, and you're ready to begin again with the 3rd finger moving into this A minor. Stairway to Heaven, guys. Now that you know it, you must play it in a guitar shop. Every guitar shop you see, always play Stairway to Heaven because they will absolutely love you for it. Alright, fancy another riff? Why not? Because you can pick your own guitar lesson.